V, the President will like a word.
Can't loiter here.
Good to see you, Madam President.
I wish I could say the same.
Rosalind?
V.
Won't shake your hand, Myers. Not after all this.
Surely if there's any blame to lay here, it would be at your feet, not mine.
No, you'd rather have had her alive.
Seems I have only myself to blame. I should have considered your abilities first. My apologies.
You're the reason Somi's dead. Know that, right? That if you hadn't pushed her past the black wall off a goddamn cliff.
I did not let that girl drag me around Dogtown by the nose simply to put her down. You know that, don't you?
What'll happen to Somi now?
FIA Special Agent Song So-mi was killed in the line of duty. I'll make sure that's how she's remembered.
And how will you remember her?
As my failure. I could have done more for her, perhaps. Maybe all of us could have.
So what happens now?
We say our goodbyes. You'll return to your life in Night City. I trust you'll find more success there than you did in Dogtown.
Song opted to die rather than fall into your hands. Know that, right?
Death is never the answer. I've seen too much of it already. Were I in her shoes, I would have chosen life.
Yeah, well, you weren't.
If I'm not mistaken, neither were you.
Look, sorry for how things turned out.
Don't be. You're another victim of this whole mess, in a certain sense.
Don't feel like a victim.
That would explain quite a lot, wouldn't it?
Did what I had to do. Don't regret a thing. Conscience couldn't be clearer.
Maybe you can tell me what that feels like someday. Here's what I do know. You can only fool yourself for so long.
Rosalind, truly hope one day you'll understand. Understand me, Somi, Reed.
I'd wager I understand more than you think. Much more.
Liked you better when I was ripping that tracker out of your neck. You were just... you then.
I'm still me. And the President.
Mm-hmm. How could I forget?
You'd be wise to remember who you're speaking to.
And who would that be exactly? Get why Reed didn't want to work with you again.
Are you suggesting that your failure is my fault?
No. Just making sure you know you're a shitty boss.
You'd be wise to remember who you're speaking to.
And who would that be exactly? Fake smile, hollow phrases, patronizing tone. See why you keep getting reelected. 'Cause at day's end, it's just politics to you, isn't it?
You'd be wise to remember who you're speaking to.
And who would that be exactly? Fuck you, Myers. Done with your bullshit. Let's wrap up this charade.
All right. I can't deny you tried to help her. Thank you for your service to the NUSA.
Rosalind, wait. And? My reward? Remember being promised some help.
You were promised assistance for bringing So-mi in alive. If you failed to deliver your end of the bargain, why should we deliver ours? In fact, we should charge you for the harm you've brought to the agency and the NUSA. But the federal government isn't petty. As for compensation,
Don't contact me again. Ever. That clear?
contact who? This op never happened. Remember? Your compensation. We thank you for your service.
I don't need you hanging over me.